Egyptian culture is flourishing and the population is growing. In order to provide for the administration of the kingdom and serve the gods, new professions have been established. Scribes and priests help the pharaoh in his dealings with the military, the people, and the gods. These new specialists have quickly gained prominence and become vital to Egyptian civilization. In the north, west of the Nile Delta, scouts report Libyan raiding parties are approaching one of Egypt's most sacred cities, Heliopolis, built to honor the sun god Ra. As the lector priest of the city's main temple and army scribe of the pharaoh, you are commanded to stop these raiders at all costs. The priests in the city have offered their services to support the army. However, you must be wary of the Libyans who bring a siege engine with them to demolish the city's walls. This machine could be useful for our own armies, so instead of destroying it, the pharaoh has ordered you to capture this stone thrower and bring it to the town center at Heliopolis.
Oh, little trouble with the Libyans. We're gonna get into war here. Now I want to go over the history real quick. We do have the time frame here at 2500 BCE. What was going on supposedly up in Canaan in the biblical times? Well, 2500. This is supposedly when wickedness provokes God's wrath to do the flood. So this is a time of supposedly Nephilims come down to earth. You have the giant babies. Land is filled with violence. Then the flood comes, and this is when Shem, Ham, and Japhet start to repopulate. They believed was only 3 people on Earth at the time. Clearly, they were wrong. We do know that the Tale of Noah was actually a plagiarized version of the Epic of Gilgamesh, and that happened quite a bit before the Tale of Noah. The Jews described it as, plagiarized it as, you should say, to make it like their God was the best one. In the Tale of Gilgamesh, it tells of the flood, but it's just a valley, builds a boat, and saves the animals and the people around there. But let's continue on. Let's see. Alright, so let's go into the history. The Egyptians developed a rich and varied religion based on the worship of around 2,000 gods and goddesses. Some of these deities were worshipped throughout the country, some by a specific town and others within the home. Many of the religious beliefs were linked to the sun and the Nile, the two entities most responsible for the agricultural bounty that was the basis for Egypt's relative affluence. The pharaohs, with the help of priests, conducted rites throughout the year to ensure the regular flood of the Nile and movements of the sun. For major deities, great temples were built. A temple was not a place of worship. Rather, it was considered a home on earth for the god or goddess to which it was associated. The cult statue representing the deity might only be shown a few times each year at special festivals. Offerings brought to the temple were collected by priests and priestesses. The people would pray to a statue of the pharaoh because it was believed to possess divine powers and might intercede on behalf of the petitioner. Questions for the god or goddesses were passed to priests or priestesses for reply. One of the most unique religious events in Egyptian history happened during the New Kingdom. Amenhotep IV, presumably the father of the famous Tankuamu, I probably butchered that, created a cult around Aten, the sun god. Amenhotep IV renamed himself Akhenaten in honor of the god, and while he still acknowledged the existence of other gods, he only worshipped Aten. This created a quasi-monotheistic religion. The impact of the new cult was very limited, and after his death, it disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. The decline of the Old Kingdom happened during the 6th dynasty, 2345 to 2181 BCE, when the power of the pharaoh gradually weakened in favor of regional governors. Internal disorders and a serious drought combined with unusually low Nile floods were the final blow to a decaying kingdom. Old Kingdom period was followed by the first intermediate period, during which Egypt was divided for over a century. Okay, something interesting here. Very interesting. Let's see what was going on in Canaan at the time. So we're in the year 2345 to 2181. 2345, what was happening up here? So this is in the time when supposedly the Tower of Babel was beginning to be built. Nimrod was the person who got the idea. He wanted to become a king himself and unite the people. Apparently they wanted to make the tower so huge that it was going to reach the sky, so they can be on the same level as the gods that they believed at the time. The god of the Jews, Yahweh, did not like that he was doing that, so to prevent him from doing that, he confused their languages, and supposedly that is why we have so many languages today. We know that's a bunch of bull, because the language down here had been different from the language up here there for centuries. Not only was the Tower of Babel not the very first tower ever built, because it was built in the shape of a pyramid. We know that because it still stands today as one of the 7 wonders of the world. Nimrod actually did finish it, so really was God all that powerful? If he really wanted to stop him, he couldn't stop him. It turned into the Tower of in Babylon. Nowadays, Iraq, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Now, this is Egypt had been building pyramids for centuries already. So this was not the very first tower pyramid built, nor was it the only people around at the time. So, all right, so this is what's going on at this time. You see that Babylon, the beginning of Babylon here, and the beginning of the decay of the peak of the Egyptian Empire. So we have the history, like they say, myths and legends are this much truth. Everything else is made up and told in their own story. So we're looking at the truth, the central part, and comparing it to the myth. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. Let's deal with these Libyans. Alright, so looks like we have a new building. We have a temple here. Let's analyze it real quick. It's got it's a temple for the god with the head of the falcon eagle. I think it's Ra. I believe so. Alright, so the pillars, very Egyptian with the artwork down here. Love it. And then it's got the center, the sacrificial table. Of course, you gotta step up to get to a sign of a higher being where the gods were at. Alright, the priest. It's a new unit. He can heal a friendly unit or an allied unit. And he can convert them to ours. So, okay. I do gotta say, I like this one of my favorite buildings. Most Egyptian looking. Alright, let's see what else we got. Let's start to the wood. To the stone. Let's get you on food. Food as well. Let's get some villagers. Right. We have these roads now. I like that. Okay, we got a villager out.
Hello, right?
Let's get him to explore to see if we can find some gold. Oh, we found some gold. And fish as well. Let's get on the fish. No, we'll put on the berries first. The next one, the fish. Oh, got a Libyan farmer. That's no bueno.
Lara. Darwin.
Let's get on the fish. Some spearfish.
Darwin.
Not too worried about that scout there. Just come and go all the time. He hasn't been aggressive, so we'll let him be for now.
Rogan.
So might take good information,
Darwini.
but I can handle anything he brings. It's alright.
Tarai.
Maki? I don't know. Alright, so that let's get
Ibortare.
3 on each source. Got 5 on food. Let's get 5 on each one. Yeah, we'll do that.
Rogan.
Okay. More wood. Let's start out by taking this wood out. We can put some farms in here. Actually, some farms over here would be better. Protected. Yeah, we'll put them here. Put them close to the town center. We need some more villagers. We'll keep one on the stone. But we don't need it that much. You need food though. Okay, got all that. I really. Does this one have food as well? Food from hunting. Okay. Let's get this guy hunting.
Isa.
Help explore a little bit as well. Okay, over here.
Yuri.
How's the hunting going? Some more
Isa.
hunting. Doesn't give very much food, does it?
Rogan.
We are in the Bronze Age. Oh, Academy. Don't die yet. Now let's get him
Isa.
food. Then we'll start building.
Tarai.
Oh,
Isa.
start building
Isa.
buildings here pretty soon after that. Okay. I want 10 food. And that's the last of the work it's gonna make. But one more for food, and then the rest can distribute wherever else. Like the wood. Because we want some
Emma?
buildings.
Isa.
I haven't seen gold yet. Not a lot of trees on here, so get wood though. Okay. The next one, it's gonna start building me some buildings.
Tarai.
get you. We'll have a dock yet. Need a dock. Let's get a dock. Why not?
Hombres.
I want more villager company. I'll go into the wood.
Broken? Somas. Broken?
Oh, we're out of food. Let's make a farm.
Hombres.
Start our researches. Make sure that goes. That. Here's entry towers. What else can we do here? Feeling more effective. Level 3 hit points. Priest moves faster. Yes, please. Upgrades there, at least not yet. Ooh. Research metalworking. Scale armor. We don't have enough gold yet. Alright.
Hello, eh?
Oh wow, we got here. Upgrade the galley. Let's do it. 150 food.
Hook them
Put you
up.
on our next building while we wait. Which is a watchtower. What? 150 stone?
Eat
Show stone in.
Hello, eh?
Need. Make a farm.
Hombres. Hook them up.
So what are you?
Hombres.
Go with the merchant. Oh, I don't have any allies here, so it goes on its own. Oh. I don't see any fish yet, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Maybe just a horse chick. Okay. Ooh. Let's upgrade that. Definitely that. Alright.
Hello, eh?
What we do? Build me a watchtower. Ooh, like the new walls. Put a watchtower.
Hombres. Broken? Hombres. Broken?
So we already have a 1 sentry tower. We have walls. We have an archery range, a stable. We have a market. There's a steel government center. 175. Oh, I guess I know what we're gonna do.
Somas.
And we get another one. Everybody's busy. What are they building? Storage pit. They must want my gold. Oh. Not gonna happen.
Broken?
Okay, so let's get you temple. We have enough now. I like the way that looks.
Hombres.
Very Mesopotamia, Middle Eastern, ancient Egyptian as well. No you don't. So you built one of these. Alright, let's attack.
Rogan?
Let's get you. Sounds like we need some more.
Thomas. Para ahí.
Gun hunting, I guess. Oh, let's get you. Build me a farm.
Hombis. Rogan?
I left. What?
Thomas.
Okay, I don't see any. Build it, but they're not taking the gold. That's good. And my thing here's attacking it. There's very little damage to it. Oh. Ooh, who's attacking? Okay. One attacking. Let's make this up by making one of each. I'll make the most Egyptian. Oof. Villagers here. That's what I need right there. Okay, priest. Make another priest. Alright. Talk about military. Oh, there he is. Getting shot at. Oh no. Alright, I need to prepare this. That is devastating. Or, so it's going to work out.
Rugged. Own it.
Come on. Get it confirmed. It's done. Come on. Come on. What? Why? Don't get it. Bring.
The sacred city of Heliopolis and its mighty temples have been plundered by the Libyan raiders. In anger, the pharaoh has stripped you of your titles and forces you to help work on his monument for the afterlife. In case you have forgotten, the builders are buried in the tomb with the pharaoh when he dies. It appears that you will have all of eternity to make up for your mistakes.
Alright then. That was harsh. Let's retry it. Build. That's on the economy. Quicker on the military.
Rogan? Zalkanta. Yuri? Thomas. Para ahí. Ibortale.
Not sure why I lost them. Did I destroy the catapult? Wants me to bring the stone thrower to the marked area and capture the stone thrower. Guess this is a marked area.
Lara.
Well, if I can capture it. So we
Alama.
know the gold's down here.
Rogan?
Let's build stuff. Let's get some elite units out. No. I'll have gold here.
Oknema? Ibortale. Para ahí. Zalkanta. Yuri? Zalkanta. Para ahí. Darwin.
Buildings are important, but food is important too. Let's protect them. I do want the upgrade the priest. I have to convert him. He seems to be something important.
Lare.
There.
Darwin.
Got 5 on food now. Let's get 2 on the other stuff. this building. Ooh, that's a new building. Highly Egyptian. Put it right here next to the temple. There's the scout again. I noticed they didn't attack until I attacked their thing they built down here, so maybe if I don't attack them, they won't attack me. I can build up a little bit more. So this one just research technology that improves buildings and military units required to build additional town centers. It's 175. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. Let's get 2 on wood. Said we're going to start doing
Somas.
more workers, and that's it. And then we'll move on to the military stuff. Oh wow, this is new. Okay, so it's a little training camp back here. You have a sphinx there, really cool. Love the blue and gold. Giving it Egyptian, the hieroglyphics in here. Little pylons, love it. They don't put this one big. Very Egyptian, very Egyptian. Very cool building. And it makes a hoplite. Right? Why would I want to make a hoplite? Let's see what it looks like. It requires gold. Better not be Greek looking. I want it to stay Egyptian. However, does that... Oh, still can't make the carriage. Which is the one to do this.
Broken? Alamos.
Not the carriage, the
Alamos.
chariot. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so let's get one more on gold.
Broken?
More stone.
Pilare?
Use one more. More protection. Okay, let's look at it. That is a Greek. That is 100% Greek.
Erectus.
I am not making these. I refuse to make these guys. What is this, Sparta? No. This is Egypt. Can you die? Let's go away. I'm gonna send them off. In the wrong era, in the wrong time, in the wrong place. The wrong alliance too. Just go away. We're gonna make him search. See if he dies. Jesus Christ. That's a mercenary, maybe. I want Egyptian units. Make him explore. Come up here.
Thomas.
Make sure there's no gold over here.
Somas.
He has a large attack. What was that evil sound? Probably trying to tell me something. Oh, this thing.
Rutted.
Alright.
Ones.
See if there is any gold over here whatsoever. Okay. I have enough to make another priest. Another priest. What the hell? Where'd my hoplite go? There he is. It's probably all trees.
Erectus.
Come down this way. Slow moving, and that shield is pretty heavy. Got you. Let's build something. what happens when we build this. We were next to it. Yeah.
Hombres.
Build it right there. What another one? Oh, gold. There it is. The priests. Found more gold. Beautiful. Is it stone or is it gold? Yeah, it's a gold one. Sweet.
Erectus. Evil Tade. One. One.
Uh-oh.
Tema. Para ahí. Hombres. Para ahí. Hombres. Para
Build
ahí.
some farms. Cost 60. Just wait. More fish over
Abadacus.
here. Okay, good.
Evil Tade. Somus. Erectus. Evil Tade.
And so there's just like a lake. It's not even a
Evil
river.
Tade.
And it's
One.
there.
Ike. Erectus. One. Erectus.
Erectus. Okay. We found the Libyans.
Evil
And
Tade.
we found the stone thrower.
Evil Tade. Evil
Building the
Tade.
same. Okay, he's dead. No more Greek in our Egypt. Good. Okay.
Logan.
Some more.
Hombres.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Probably have 2 priests now. Oh, we have 2 idle villagers. So you. Oh, what is this? Another town center? Nah, I don't want it. I have. This is built now. What is this? Logistics. Population. Scythe chariots. I want that. Food. Buy it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here they come. Gonna build there.
Logan. Hombres. Hilare.
Oh, we've got population. Yeah. Build time. Building. All hit points. Architecture. Don't have any allies. Nothing changed. Let's get a better archer here. Get more food. Okay, we're attacking that. They're probably gonna be pissed and come pretty soon. So, let's build these. These. Who's attacking him? Oh! They're catapulting from across the freaking. Oh man. Okay. So we get these 2 priests. 2. Gonna pretend that's not happening. Get it? Oh, let's protect them priests.
Abadacus. Ike.
Let's get these guys. This.
Rugged.
Oof.
Erectus. Evil Tade.
Attack.
Somus.
We have catapults in sight. Don't, not yet.
Abadacus.
There it is.
One.
Found it. Convert this thing. Stop shooting and convert it. Yes, it's ours. Let's attack first. Uh-oh. Bring it over here. Bring it over here. We need
Winnie. Yuri. Ibotade.
finally converted it. Please cross that. Okay, I can't. Or we can repair it. Attack ground. Attack move. This thing has been doing wonders. Landed pretty well. I am guessing marked areas here. And some more pictures. Oh, he heals. Okay. Yes, we made it. Okay. So we discovered new technology.
You have saved Heliopolis from the Libyan marauders, and the gods are pleased. The pharaoh is grateful and has promised to fund the creation of a statue resembling your visage. It is an honor not usually bestowed upon someone other than the pharaoh himself.
Wow. Alright. I'm flattered. I just restarted. My bad. Cancel that. No, quick. Yes.
The sacred city of Helios.
Close. Let's go to the next one. Good.
For centuries, the Nubians of the south have attacked and pillaged our cities in Upper Egypt. Pharaoh Senusret III is determined to deal with them for good. His plan is to subdue Lower Nubia by building forts along the Nile River all the way to the Fourth Cataract. To the south of your position, there is an island on the Nile, which would be an ideal location for such a fort. Explore the island, clear it of enemies, and build a town center and 2 sentry towers there. But remember to be wary of Nubian raiders coming down the river.
Okay, so before we continue, now we fought off the Libyans, now we're going to be fighting the Nubians. Before we continue, we are in the year 1878 to 1860. What is going on in Canaan at that time? Alright, so in 2091, God sent Abram to Egypt. So remember, Egypt is still at the peak of its power. Abraham's down there, he talks to the Pharaoh. Because he's scared that they're going to kill him to take his wife because she's so beautiful. He says it's his sister. Then he gets caught because he's pretty much role-playing with her, and he gets spotted by somebody, and they tell him that it's not his sister, but it's lies. He's a very rich, influential man. He doesn't get in trouble for lying. Instead, he gets pretty much more riches. He becomes friends with the Pharaoh. Alright, from there, he travels on, even more riches, to more richer. This is pretty much the founder of the Jews. Very first Jew is at this time. Now, 2090, there's a famine of Canaan. Remember, we have been talking this whole time, has been telling us about these famine times, the climate changes, how the famines and stuff. And Joseph spoke of that as well. They had to go to Egypt because they had more food over there, and it was super dry in Canaan. They had nothing. So, in, let's see, 2085, Abram and Lot part ways. Okay, so when they part ways, we know that Sodom and Gomorrah, that's also somewhere around in Iraq, Middle East. It's already a founded city. It's a very popular city. A lot of entertainment. It's a big trade route. They describe it as a very sinful city, of course, because that's what they do.
For centuries,
And it gets destroyed, and Lot's wife turns into a pillar of salt. Now we know that this is not, as God sent Yahweh. I want to use the word Yahweh sent fire from the sky, as described They just didn't understand that it was a similar event, cataclysm event, like Pompeii. Pretty much the same exact thing. Those Pompeii people that died and turned into like statues, pillar of salt. That's the same thing. So that happened then. Now Abraham is promised many descendants. He's still nomadic. This is when he already tried. No, he hasn't had kids yet. Yeah, he hasn't had kids. He's a little bit over 100 years old. His wife Sarah is like 99 years old when he gets promised this, and he's like, "How am I supposed to have kids if I'm this old?" And um, yeah, like I can't have kids right now. Neither can Sarah. So God says, "Just believe it." Or Yahweh says, "Just believe." Whatever. So I guess they lived longer back then. Um, so Abraham rescues Lot in 2084. This is like the very first time we see warfare described. Um, Now remember Abraham, he has a lot of people. They're not exactly military, but they are a lot of servants, a lot of herders. He's pretty much his own small village, and he's like the governor of his own village. And so he rallies up these men that pretty much raided and kidnapped Lot, which was his nephew, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And he goes and much does a skirmish battle against them and wins and rescues Lot. Um, in 2081, uh, Yahweh does a covenant with Abraham that he was going to make his descendants as many as the stars, and he had chosen them. 2081, he's still trying to have kids, but he hasn't had kids, and so Sarah is like, you know what, take slave Hagar, try to have kids with her, and he does, and then Sarah gets jealous of that. Imagine that. So Abraham's being a player right now. He's like, okay, I'll take her. So he starts um, trying to have kids with both of them, and they Ishmael is born. Um, Sarah was infertile at this point, and Ishmael is born from Hagar. Now, a lot of drama starts happening, a lot of jealousy from Sarah, and they pretty much kick out Hagar and Ishmael. Um, in 2067, Jews, Abraham, they're not called Jews or Israelites yet. That doesn't happen until uh, after Egypt. Um, but pretty much the same people at the beginning of them. They have the bright idea that Yahweh to be able to tell them apart from the rest of the nations because they're better people, even though they're still nomadic, even though they're not as powerful as any other way more advanced like Egypt and Babylon and other places that are already starting to become empires. We haven't even mentioned Samaria. Samaria is pretty much similar to Babylon. Um, and anyways, we haven't mentioned that. That was a more powerful before Babylon. Powerful. So this is what this the Sumerian versus religion in the Middle East. This is what Abraham actually believed. His father believed before they had a vision way up here to him, which Yahweh is part of the mythology of the Sumerians. So just chose one of the gods to be his, kind of like the cult that we just talked about. The game informed us of that pharaoh that said, "I'm just going to worship one god," and then that didn't last very long. Well, these guys, Abraham's doing the same thing. Chose one of the gods, which is the god of war, Yahweh, um, to follow and represent, and it is as stuck until now. So, anyways, we'll see the how that develops and unfolds. So, anyways, Yahweh tells them to identify you from the rest of the people. You have to circumcise yourselves. Mutilate your groin, because everybody to know who you are, you're gonna have to take your underwear off. See it anyway, so it doesn't make any sense. But to them, it did. So they started circumcising everybody. It's funny. It says for a few days, no man moved in the camp because they were all in pain. No anesthetics back then, so they just tent by tent and just cut the foreskin off. Ooh, maybe with some alcohol to numb the pain, but that's pretty much it. Sucks. Okay, so in 2000, oh, hold on. In 2067, God promises the birth of Isaac. Right? In 2067 as well, there's a destruction of Sodom. Sodom. Um, okay. We know how that they're also pretty civilized at this point. Okay. If you see how it describes the city, and yes, LGBTQ, everybody calls it progressive nowadays, but it really isn't progressive because back then that whole city was described as being an LGBTQ community. Abraham didn't agree with it. He thought they were all sinning, but it's nothing new. LGBTQ is nothing new. All right, so uh, Abraham believes and not believes that the city was destroyed because of evil, but we already discussed that that was not the case. Just like Pompeii was not destroyed because of evilness, it's a cataclysmic event, a volcano erupted. Um, 2066, Isaac is born. 2064, Hagar and Ishmael are sent away. Imagine that. They are no longer needed, so they're thrown out. Let's see. The treaty at Beersheba. Don't recall what this treaty is. Don't recall what it is. Let me know in the comments below. It's probably something important, so that's why it's here. 2054, the offering of Isaac. This is when, hold up. So 2066, Isaac is born. And in 2054, Abraham tries to kill him as a sacrifice. Isaac is not aware of this. Abraham is hearing voices in his head to kill his son. This is very common in schizophrenic people. They'll hear voices to do something, they do it. However, they believe it's Yahweh. So, anyways, the offering of Isaac. So, 64 to 54. No, I think he's born 66. The 50 is 4 years old. To 54 is. So, Isaac is 8 years old when Abraham tries to kill him. Great parenting. And that is the kind of childhood you want a child to grow up in, right? Okay, so in 2030, the death and burial of Sarah. So they won't. Okay, so in 2026, Isaac marries Rebecca. 2006, birth of Jacob and Esau. So this is important because Jacob is the descendants of Jacob are what will become the Israelites. The descendants of Esau are what are going to become the Canaanites. And to be exact, I believe Edom, the city of Edom, is a city that is exactly from Esau. So they believe Jacob was good, Esau was bad. Again, the hunter herder, more docile guy is a good guy, the weaker guy, and then the hunter, um, more dominant male, considered the bad guy. And this is why the Canaanites were a lot stronger than the Israelites at the time. Anyways, so they just has something to do with that. I don't know really, but we know that Israel never a strong nation. Um. Okay, so let's see. In 1991, we're almost at this point. Um, death of Abraham. Okay. In 1978, Esau sells his birthright. So remember, Esau was the firstborn, and they believed the firstborn got the birthright, and they would get all the inheritance, and the rest of them wouldn't. Well, he's hungry. He's out hunting. He's hungry, and he sells it for a stew. He asks Jacob to make him a stew, and he gives him all his inheritance. Now, after so this is why Israel becomes the chosen one instead of Esau. If it wasn't for that, Esau would have been the chosen one, and Yahweh would have blessed Canaanites instead of the Israelites. Okay, so 1977, Isaac and Abimelech. I don't remember that story. If you do, put it in the comments below. 1929, Jacob gets Isaac's blessing. So Isaac is dying. Sorry, Jacob is dying, and yeah. So Jacob is dying, and he's blind at this time. His I believe Rebecca was his wife. He knows that Esau had given the birthright, but then he wanted it back, and he threatened to hurt or kill Isaac if he didn't give it back. So when in his deathbed, Rebecca brings Isaac to Jacob, and apparently Esau is hairier than Isaac is. Um, so when he comes down, he puts his arm. He puts on some like fur on him from an animal to make him so that Isaac would feel the hairs on his arm. And it was Esau, I mean, so he gave him the blessing. Um, and now that was pretty much like a signed contract back then. So now Esau couldn't break it. So Jacob flees to Laban. He flees because Esau was so infuriated that he had lost his inheritance for good legally. In that time for him it was legally. That he tries to kill Jacob. Jacob flees. 1928. Jacob's visions of the ladder was going to heaven, and more promises of Israel being the world empire, which never became, but they thought it was going to be. Go figure. It was supposed to be the most powerful of the god that they chose Yahweh, which is a god of war, and he was going to make them the most powerful empire. But became it till this day. 1928, Jacob serves Laban. So here, Jacob. Yep. So this is when he's fleeing, right? He doesn't have the inheritance as either, so he kind of lost that. But he recovers it later, but at this point he doesn't. He's just pretty much um, an outcast at this point. And he meets Laban, falls in love with Rachel, this girl, and promises to serve him for 7 years. Now, um, now, when the 7 year contract of him being a herder for him is over, and he wants Rachel as a wife. Uh, she's more beautiful than her other wife, his other daughter, Lavan's other daughter. So he gives him Leah instead. And it's nighttime. He can't tell. Um, they live together, and he can't tell it's her. In the morning, he thinks it's her. He's like, wait, this isn't Rachel. I want Rachel. So Lavan says, work for me another 7 years. So there's Jacob being dumb again, working 7 years. And then 7 years later, he marries Rachel in the year 1921. All right. So Jacob has his first son also in 1921. The first son from Leah. And 1916, Rachel bears Joseph. Now this is important because Joseph becomes a governor in Egypt the time he was born. Remember all the famine, dryness, the also agriculture, climate change that was happening. Everybody nowadays says that we are causing climate change because of the pollution. Back then, they weren't polluting anything, and there was still climate change, global warming, and all that stuff. So they go to Egypt. Oh, sorry. So Jacob leaves for Canaan. Canaan. He goes back to Canaan. 1906, Jacob wrestles with God, supposedly. Yahweh. It was an angel. 1906, Jacob meets Esau. They re-meet and they peace again. In 1906, Jacob settles in Shechem. Not sure exactly where that's on the map. 1906, Shechem defiles Dinah. Remember how they were talking about the Canaanites? Dinah wanted to go out and hang out with them, and the sons, like they had like 12 sons. There was a little tribe they had, plus all those servants. They're like, no, they don't worship Yahweh. They worship the rest of the mythology. It's interesting because Yahweh's part of the same mythology. but they thought they were better than them because they picked only one of their gods, the same mythology. It's like, think about it like if everybody right now did the Greek mythology, you're like, I'm only gonna worship Poseidon. That's it. Nobody else. No, what's the god of war? God of war in the Greek. Remember the name? Put it in the comments. You say, yeah, I'm gonna worship that one, and everybody's wrong. Worship all the gods. I'm only no, makes no sense, but it did to them. So, anyways, um, then Shem defiles Dana. Um, then Jacob returns to Bethel in 1906. In 1903, Rachel dies. In 1898, we are getting close now. Joseph dreams and he's betrayed as well. 1898, Joseph sold into slavery. Okay, so this is when, remember, they loved, what's his face? Jacob loved Joseph more because he was an actual. There was only two sons of Rachel, which were the youngest, Joseph and Benjamin, and the rest were sons of Leah, um, his other's wives, because he would have several wives with him. He was polygamous back then. But his favorite wife were his favorite sons, and all the other ones were jealous of him. So they threw him in a dry well, and then they sold him to a trader. Um, that would trade stuff from Egypt to their land in Canaan. So sold him, and then he's taken to Egypt this time now. It was still the empire, yet they're not as strong as it used to be. Still pretty strong, but the Mesopotamian power is starting to go up as well. See, it's interesting that it doesn't talk about biblical times at this point. It doesn't talk about the struggles or large wars they had back then. We'll have to go into that through a different perspective, somebody else's. Let's see, and we're going through this one here. Okay, so let's see. 1898, Tamar deceives Judah. I don't remember that story. 1898. Potiphar's wives accuses Joseph. Okay, so remember Potiphar was a governor. Remember we talked that it used to be just one pharaoh, and he was all say, all go, the king, tyrant, dictator, and then he started making more of a democracy, republic kind of thing to put assigning governors. Potiphar was one of them governors in the district that Joseph was serving as a slave, and apparently Potiphar's wives wanted thought that Joseph was hot, tried to sleep with him, and Joseph was like, no. They wanted to, but he knew that he would probably get killed if he was found out, so he ran for his life. And when the girl grabbed him, um, he left his shirt or his gown, his tunic, and ran off because he knew that it was going to be turned against him and he was going to be killed. And guess what happened? Women will be women. She screamed because she felt rejected. She screamed and blamed Joseph trying to rape her. How many times have you not heard a woman lie? Okay, so I mean men lie too, but this is it's crazy when you see the drama back then. Nothing's changed from today. Alright, so Joseph is imprisoned in 1889. In 1887, the cupbearer and baker's dreams. Supposedly Yahweh gives him wisdom to interpret, like psychic powers to interpret the dreams of what they meant, and meant that one of them was going to be um, let free, and the other one was going to be hung. Exactly what happened. All right, so when the Pharaoh hears about this, he has a nightmare of his own, and he calls Joseph because he gets the last dreams right. This happened in 1886. Now in 1886 as well, when he deciphered psychically his dream, thanks to the power of his um, Yahweh, um, he's made a governor as well. So he's appointed the same rank as the person who put him in jail in the first place, Potiphar. We don't hear what happens to Potiphar. He was probably replaced by Joseph, probably. Um, and he's a governor now, just like we saw. All right, so things are looking pretty well for Joseph. It was going downhill, and now it's going uphill. So in 1886, uh, the 7 years of plenty begin. So remember, the dream of the Pharaoh was that he saw two different dreams that meant the same thing. One of them was these cows, 7 cows that were um, robust and healthy looking, and then there was 7 cows that were um, they looked really unhealthy and skinny and um, looked really hungry and starved. And then he saw a field with one of them. The wheat was really ready to be sowed and ripe, and then the other field was whittled. And he wanted to know what this dream meant. So what Joseph said is, you're going to have 7 years of plenty, and have a lot of good farming years, and then we're going to have 7 years of drought. This had been going on for centuries now, apparently, but Pharaoh is like, oh my god, this guy is a genius because he just predicted the pattern that we have known for centuries now. And the Nile floods, we have a lot of good farming, the droughts, and um, have drought happened for has been happening forever, but at this point, obviously didn't remember, and he's like, okay. So, um, in 1875, so at this time, the famine begins. At that same time, Joseph's brothers are sent to Egypt, because remember, the famine began, so they are starving over there, not be able to farm well, so they come down to Egypt, and they Joseph doesn't let them know. He recognizes them, but he doesn't let them know that he is him. They don't recognize him because he's like in nobility. He's like rich, high rank. He also remember Egyptians would wear a lot of makeup as well, eyeliner, mascara. They also do like the lipstick and all that stuff and blush. Men would wear all this makeup, and so recognize him. And 1875. Simon is detained by Joseph, and then the return with Benjamin. So he doesn't trust his brothers, so he has one enslaved and then sends them off with food. They're like, go off while I keep this guy here, and then come back for supplies. Then you guys can take him. But what he really wanted was Benjamin, which is his brother. Um, and so they come back. He reveals himself in 1875. So then so in 1875, also Joseph sends for Jacob. 1870, so he's like, is my father still alive? They say yes, but he's very old. He's like, we'll bring him here for a better life instead of being over there, living through the hardship. Come down here and give you guys land and freaking millionaire. So I got you guys covered. Um, so 1875, Jacob and family come to Egypt. So this is interesting. Okay, so at this time, Egypt is at war with South. Okay, so we're in the northern Egypt right now. That's where this is happening. And they are at war down here. There's no mention of this biblical history because their focus is up here. It's going down here. Okay, so Israel, Jacob and his family come down. Now, this is very important historical event because when in decades to come, when the new pharaoh comes, he enslaves everybody descendants of Jacob, which were the Israelites, and the Jews. And that enslavement is what helps Egypt prosper even more. They help build the three pyramids and all that stuff. Right? So, anyways, we continue on. 1875, Jacob to Goshen. That is where they established the land of Goshen. I believe that's somewhere like right here, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I checked. Jacob becomes ill, and then Jacob blesses all of his family, and then he dies in 1859. Okay, so 1859, Jacob is buried, and in 1806, Joseph dies. Okay, so all right, so at this point, this is pretty much we just went through the whole book of Genesis at this point. Um, the Jacob's family, Israelites, they travel from up here. This is the Elfachers right here. So supposedly the Garden of Eden is here. They migrate out here. The Tower of Babel is in Iraq, which is somewhere up here. And then they come down. Israel is somewhere right here. A little bit more up north. So we've covered to this point everything in Genesis. All right, so right now, as Egyptians, we gotta locate the island on the Nile River, build a town center on the island, build 2 sentry towers on the island. Okay. All right, so hints. There are towers on the island that you must destroy before you can start constructing there. To eliminate the towers, build warships or create a small band of infantry units, such as axemen, and transport them to the island to take them down. In order to be able to build a second town center, you must be in the Bronze Age and have a government center. Whew. So Genesis covers from Stone Age. No. Tool Age. Because it does supposedly it starts from the beginning of time, but it doesn't. It actually starts on the Tool Age to the Bronze Age. Okay. You will need to build well, Adam and Eve and them, they were in the Stone Age, but everybody else was higher. That's why they went from the Stone Age to the Tool Age in one generation. Well, it took them thousands of years, centuries, to do that down here, because they have already acquired the technology from people who are migrating. Okay, so in order to build a second town center, you must be in the Bronze Age and have a government center. We'll need to build a transport to carry villagers to the island to build the town center. It should take several villagers because the island is inhabited by hungry lions and crocodiles, which will attack your villagers on sight. When the island is free from predators, you can build a town center and begin gathering the stone you need to build 2 sentry towers.
For centuries, the Nubians of the south have attacked and pillaged our cities in Upper Egypt. Pharaoh Senusret III is determined to deal with them for good. His plan is to subdue Lower Nubia by building forts along the Nile. For centuries.
Stop that. Okay, so, right, let's read the history. Following the first intermediate period, Prince Mentuhotep II, I probably butchered that, but this was from 2061 to 2010, of the 11th dynasty, built on the success of his predecessors and reunited Egypt by defeating the rulers of Heracleopolis in Lower Egypt. Now, this time frame is in what time frame? Sec. 2061 is in the time of Abraham. 2010, time of Isaac. So I have to look Genesis. I will look at this on my time off. When I come back, I'll confirm if Mentuhotep is the pharaoh that Abraham became friends with. that it talks about. Okay, so they're in the 11th dynasty. All right, so this ushered in a new period in Egyptian history called the Middle Kingdom. Mentuhotep II made Thebes the capital of the kingdom and is sometimes referred to as Second Menes, and in remembrance of the first ruler of the Old Kingdom, identified with Narmer, who united Egypt centuries before. Egyptian society had changed drastically since the Old Kingdom, despite the attempts by Middle Kingdom pharaohs to emulate their predecessors from the previous era. Local officials had much more power and wealth. So local officials had more power and wealth, which is why Joseph, governor, the governor that put him in jail as well. I already forgot the name, but I talked about it earlier. And it had become easier for them to rise in rank. These differences are apparent in Egyptian art of the period. Pharaohs were no longer the only ones commissioning art, as local rulers and upper class could do so as well, resulting in greater variety and diversity of artwork. Conflict with Egypt's southern neighbors, the Nubians, was very common in this period, but it was not until the reign of Sun III. Okay, before we continue, it's interesting that all of our conflict has been to the west, to the south, which is why in the biblical times we have no conflict with Egypt at the time. If anything, we're allied with them because we're doing trade with them. Okay, that's a little bit more enlightenment there. All right, so 1878 and 1860. This is what's going on up here in that time. Let's see, 78. All right, at this time, the famine has begun. To 1860 takes us all the way to the death of Jacob. So in this time, during Jacob's life, during Joseph's life, is happening right now. So Egypt made significant conquests in the south. Senusret III led 4 military expeditions against the Nubians and managed to bring Lower Nubia in the north of the region under Egyptian control. To consolidate these conquests, the pharaoh ordered his subordinates to build a network of fortifications along the border to block further raids by Nubians. Senusret III is also known to have led military expedition into Canaan, but his main achievement was in bringing stability and prosperity to Egypt. So military expedition to Canaan. Okay, bring stability and prosperity to Egypt. During his reign, the cults of Osiris and Amun became increasingly popular, and Osiris would become a very important god of the afterlife, where he served as ruler and judge. Senusret III also finished the construction of Amun's temple near Karnak, began by Mentuhotep. This temple was the largest religious building ever constructed at its time. The reigns of Senusret III and the other kings of the 12th dynasty are considered to be golden age for Egypt. So we're in age right now. Interesting. All right. So let's hit it. So we gotta create 2 central towers in the marked area, which is right here, and create 1 town center. There's an island. All right, let's get to war.
Hilare.
First guy. Let's get the palm trees around here.
Rogan. Zelkanka. Rogan.
Let's get some gold.
Ibotade. Barari. Zelkanka. Yuri. Ibotade.
Let's get some. Gold here. have a wall yet. Don't need a wall.
Lore.
Food. They have a lot of berry bushes, so let's get on that. Berry bushes or apple trees? One of the two. Probably apple trees.
Lore. Zokanta.
Okay. Where's the glitching?
Yuri. Zokanta. Okema. Zokanta.
All 6. As they go away, they're gonna start hunting and then they'll go to the farm. That's the game plan. Right now we need another
Darai.
round row. For that, let's get some military buildings just in case. So the ocean is this way. So let's put it in front. We'll go roads. Let's put it right there.
Kumbis. Pilare.
You. Another building. Let's put a watchtower. Stone. Well, some archery. Let's put that right here. Let's fix
Kumbis.
that. Okay.
Darai.
Stable. Enough, let's put you on wood. That's the palm trees. I'm not gonna take trees. One's over. Those wood, so
Sumus.
let's get 'em.
Yuri. Somus. Rogan.
Okay, next building. Wood.
Somus.
Tabadakis.
I would do some upgrades. That. That. Okay. Let's get another.
Tabadakis. I came.
Rogan.
Okay, next build we can do. Okay, either, so
Somus.
let's get another. Stone.
Darai.
Houses. House. Let's make our houses near the. Well, protected.
Kumbis.
That's being built. Smell military. Yep, we got a house.
Rogan?
Now, next thing, it's a stable. Put it right there. It's a perfect place.
Umbis.
Really looks, it's looking a little bit too ancient for this. Oh, what is that? That's what? Siege workshop.
Darai? Alamos. Somas.
So you can imagine what the world looked like in different time, but also time of the
Rogan? Alamos.
Jacob and Abraham and stuff. So, okay. What should you do now? Building. Stone. Not found it yet. Let's get a market. Okay. This side. Let's make the talent center lead to the market. So lead to it. So if I
Umbis.
for just slip. Okay. Camel rider. Oh, owning houses. So that's gonna be interesting. Two. Upgrade. Oh, we're out of food. So,
Oklema?
we start hunting.
Isa. Hilare? Isa. Darai? Isa. Hilare?
Farms. Where shall we put farms? Gonna protect your food. So let's put the farms right there, behind the houses. So,
Umbis. Oklema?
okay. Farm.
Umbis. Rogan? Umbis.
All right.
Oklema?
Builder. E. Market. Let's get a government center. It's facing this way, so let's make them all go. Let's put them.
Umbis.
This is downtown right here. We looked for it, but we haven't found stone. I think all the stone's in there. Mistaken. That wheel. We've gathered 50% faster. Wired for chariots. That's what we needed. Okay. Let's get it. Chariots. Egyptian stuff. Artisanship. Research artisanship. Woodworkers. Woodcutters work faster and carry +2 wood, +1 missile weaponry. I want it. 70. Have it yet. 50. Have it yet. Okay. And the plow. Research the plow. +100 free production for farms. I want it. This one's cheaper, so let's go for this one first. Okay, we just got
Oklema?
more buildings left. Yes, we do. We have quite a few. On the temple. 200 though. Let's get. Oh, we need a house.
Tarai. Ombis.
Excuse me. Oh, downtown is flourishing here. Our archers. Food.
Oklema.
Okay. So, get a temple. 200. What for that?
Summers.
Tavern with wood. Let's build two. Go for food. Wood. Horse. House.
Pilare.
Let's get it back. Build me a house.
Ombis.
What's that?
Pilare.
Oh. Give me a temple. Not enough. Temple? Should go.
Ombis.
Downtown.
Tarai.
Oh, lion.
Aisa.
Let's get some.
Oklema. Aisa. Yuri.
Over.
Pilare.
House.
Ombis. Tarai.
Not wood. Let's get you. The builder. You. Siege workshop. It's facing this way.
Ombis.
Sir.
Tarai.
Have to analyze that building because we haven't seen it yet. And the academy. 150. Let's put you on the look. Sorry.
Summers. Tarai.
Back to farming. Farms. Here.
Ombis. Pilare.
60 for the farm.
Tarai.
Wood.
Summers. Tarai. Ombis. Logan. Summers.
Military going here. Let's go explore a little bit. Oh,
Darai
worker.
alamas. Alamas.
Let's get you. Okay, let's analyze the siege. Okay. Also very Egyptian. Egyptian. Beginning of the catapult built here. Any registry of them having catapults, but they did have walls back then, so they did siege each other. This time, I'll have to look in history to see if this is another hoplite thing where they put a Greek soldier there for no reason, or if they actually did have catapults this time.
Darai.
So let's build a catapult. So
Umbis. Darai.
you. Stone for them. Oh.
Umbis.
Yeah. Let's go upgrades up there. Just a plow. Breakfast farm is better. Artisanship. Woodcutters work faster. Okay. So let's get another sound. Oh, new build. Now we don't.
Erie.
Oh, that's why that built.
Pilare.
So we have money for it. Stone for it.
Alamas.
Okay. Let's get you back to building farms. Farming so we can get some more.
Umbis. Oklema.
Stone.
Umbis. Darai. Umbis.
Alright. Stone thrower. I might use that. What's that called? Gold. And wood. Let's get one. Yeah. That. You, however, to research artisanship. What's have any food? Wood? No, it's need the probably way too full. Just gonna make
Darai.
this.
Umbis.
Alright. Meantime, focus on upgrades. Stuff. East. Let's research this stuff. Ooh, there's the chariot. That's what I want. Okay. First, let's upgrade this. 80. But not quite. So, in the meantime, let's get the Get points for all horse units. Lots of these already.
Darai. Rogan.
You building your houses.
Umbis. Hilare.
Build me a dock. Yeah. Start building that dock.
Umbis.
Chariot, perfect. Good freeze. Love it. This was like what made Egypt so strong. The Aerosmith chariot, super powerful.
Yuri.
All you had and intimidating when you had his men on your side, men on foot.
Umbis.
Chariot.
Tabeda Thomas, Ibor Tade.
Oklema.
You need one for food. Oh, we're being attacked by something. Warships.
Rogan.
Here,
Haiti.
and build me some more warships. What? What? I bet this is gonna be good. Oh wow, I really sent it to my trial. That's pretty smart. Alright, let's go, you guys. Got this. Oh. Catapult's got range for days.
Darai.
Okay. Arms. Block so much.
Umbis.
See, that's what I like my Egyptians to look like. Actual Egyptians. Alright, got it. Let's get another guy.
Yuri.
Another house.
Umbis. Hilare. Haiting.
Okay, we need to transport. Let's get a fishing boat. Trying to travel a little too much, so. But Come on, buddy. Alright, now the rest of you guys.
Fighting.
Tell me.
Rocket, Thomas.
Butcher as well.
Oklema. Alamas.
Oh, we do have a butcher.
Rogan.
Here. Sorry. Oh, I need a priest.
Yuri? Darwiny.
On. Compared to like Age of Empires 3 that I've been used to playing, where they gather more in squads, this doesn't feel very militarily organized. But I get it's the first game, so they have all those mechanics. The remaster could have done, but definitely the unit stuff feels like it just doesn't have the squad feeling.
Pabadak
You know what I
Ivo
mean.
Tade. Pabadak Thomas.
Hello, Ibotade.
Let's get you a stream.
Tarai.
There's a lot of stone there. So we need a big town center. 2 sentry towers. Alright.
Tarai.
Sounds. There were catapults on a lion. Everybody's helping them. The range on those arrows are massive. I was biting my horse. He's helping. Oh, we got it. Oh, okay. Alright. Now, need it's you. My favorite unit by far right now is the chariot. As many as we can of those.
Yuri.
Let's get a few villagers. That's too many. Big fire.
Rogan.
Bye.
Alamas. Pilare. Alamas.
Oh, so that's a spear. It's cool. Does he have a spear? Choose between them? Just gonna throw the spear. Upgrade some stuff.
Way up.
Shared exploration with allies, we don't need that. Architecture. Okay. Relation, I like that. And alright. So I can take it to 5, so I can take 1. Perfect.
Alamas.
Just maybe the chairs will look better. Ooh, oh, it's an upgrade. Somehow it's upgraded from this. So cool. So cool. Alright, I got a 5. Okay. So,
Alamas.
2.
Pilare.
Guys, it's gonna build me something stone. There,
Bombis.
right in the middle.
Darai.
I need wood. Wood. 7. So in the meantime,
Umbis. Pilare. Umbis. Pilare. Umbis. Darai. Umbis. Pilare.
chariot.
Selmas.
That's not.
Ibotare. Darai.
So let's see. 200.
Umbis.
Stone. Alright, that's some good exploration, good talking about history. Sure, the more we go, the more we're gonna be fighting. How intense it's gonna get. So that's done. Alright, so let's get you to build me. Take me some more. There.
Pilare. Umbis. Pilare.
So let's get you on
Thomas.
Here.
Pilare.
Let's have a look. 50.
Umbus.
Put it there. And we'll
Pilare.
second one. Him. Right
Umbus.
there. Yeah, so the upgraded version of this, talk about it a little bit. So you got the 2 quivers there. It's open here though. Got like the scaled armor there. However, this one's fully covered. Trade the spear. You can see in the back it's got that one as well. Highly not much armor on it at this point, but it does have some keys on. Very in shape. Alright, we made it.
Risking their lives, your builders managed to construct the fort on the Nile River Island. It is only one of many forts, but it is certainly the most important as it controls access to the river itself. Your stalwart soldiers man the fortifications, and thus the Nubians have given up on their attempts to raid Egypt. You do not believe the Nubians will be stopped permanently, but your actions have brought peace for the time being.
Alright guys, so we're going to leave it here for this episode. Joining. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.